Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest events across the country and province. Ladies and gentlemen, implementing Directive Number 23 of the Prime Minister, the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province requests the departments, branches, status, social political organizations, and chairmen of the People's Committees of district, towns, and city to strengthen the work of ensuring traffic safety and order for road transport business activities in the new situation.
Accordingly, the chairman of the Provincial People's Committee directed the Provincial Police to strengthen patrol control and strictly handle violations that are direct causes of traffic accidents, violations that are the main causes of serious traffic accidents in transport business activities by car, such as violating the regulations on alcohol and drug concentrations, transporting oversized and overloaded goods, extending the vehicle's body, carrying more people than prescribed, vehicles with expired inspection and expired use period, speeding violation using documents not issued by the competent authorities. At the same time, launch a nationwide movement to condemn, detect, and provide documents reflecting violations of traffic safety laws for the traffic police to handle according to the provisions of law.
On the morning of August 23rd in TayNinhTV, the Department of Program Investigation Police, Ministry of Public Security, coordinated with TayNinhTV Provincial Police to organize a meeting of the Steering Committee for Professional Plan number 3633 on preventing and combating programs on the Southwest Route. Attending the conference, there were Lieutenant General Nguyễn Văn Long, Deputy Minister of Public Security, Lieutenant General Nguyễn Văn Viện, Director of the Department of Program Investigation Police, Ministry of Public Security. Meanwhile, Mr. Nguyễn Hồng Thành, Permanent Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Colonel Nguyễn Văn Trải, Director of TayNinhTV Provincial Police, represented TayNinhTV Provincial leaders. Recently, the situation of ram and rock abuse in countries around the world and in the region has been very complicated. The situation of rock production, trading, transportation and use, especially synthetic rocks in Southeast Asia, has been serious and tends to increase. It is noteworthy that rocks from Cambodia transported across the southwestern border are concentrated in the provinces of TayNinhTV, Long An and Đồng Tháp. Then the subjects gather at warehouses in provinces bordering Ho Chi Minh City, distribute them in goods and took advantage of businesses and rich companies to export them to third countries and territories such as Taiwan, China, Japan, etc. Speaking at the conference, Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Văn Long praised the achievements and results that the Department of Program Investigation Police and the Public Security of units and localities along the route have achieved in the past time. At the same time, he suggested that in the coming time, they should focus on doing a good job of grasping and forecasting the situation, advising the party committees and authorities to direct on levels and sectors to participate in drug prevention control, promote the implementation of basic professional work, grasping the root and the error, proactively prevent early, fight from afar to prevent drugs from being smuggled from Cambodia into Vietnam and brought to other countries for consumption.
And the Department of Natural Resources and Environment of TayNinhTV and the Management Board of TayNinhTV Academic Zone have just signed and issued regulations on coordination in handling administrative procedures in the land sector under the authority of the department. The specific coordination contains as follows. Agencies and units are responsible for organizing the reception, coordination, handling, and return of results to individuals and organizations according to the principles and procedures prescribed in the Decree No. 61 of the government. Administrative procedures on land requested by individuals and organizations are implemented within the scope of industrial parks, export processing zones, and economic zones in the province. The confirmation of the dossier by the Management Board of Economic Zone is expressed in writing instead of direct confirmation on the issue application forms. The specific content of each administrative procedure is implemented according to the decision of the Chairman of Provincial People's Committee promulgating the list and internal procedures for handling administrative procedures in the fields of land, surveying and mapping under the authorities of the Natural Resources and Environment sector, which is still in effect. And the regulation also clearly stipulates the responsibilities of the Department of Natural Resources and Environment and the TayNinhTV Provincial Economic Joint Management Board in handling administrative procedures in the fields of land. Accordingly, within 2 working days after receiving the transfer dossier from the Department of Natural Resources and Environment, the TayNinhTV Provincial Economic Joint Management Board will confirm in written instead of directly confirming on the issue application forms for administrative procedures in industrial parks, export processing zones and economic zones. In cases where field inspection is required, the confirmation of the dossier by the Economic Joint Management Board is carried out within 2 working days after the results of the inspection and verification are available.
The audience on the morning of August 23rd, the TayNinhTV Provincial Labour Confederation coordinated with the SEP Microfinance Institute to award the SEP Sharing Love Scholarship to students who are children of union members and workers in difficult circumstances in the province.
And the CEP SEP Microfinance Institution and is a non-profit organization founded by Ho Chi Minh City Labour Confederation in 1991. Its main services are providing credit and saving to credit jobs, support poverty reduction, and contribute to limiting the situation of black credit. During its operation, it also focuses on community development activities, including the SEP Scholarship Program for the students who are the children of workers and laborers in difficult circumstances, with priority given to the children who are orphans, disabled, or at high risk or dropping out of school. And this year, the province has 65 scholarships awarded to the children of workers and laborers in difficult circumstances in some localities in the province, and with a total value of 141 million Vietnam Trung. Each scholarship for primary school students is 1.5 million Vietnam Trung. Each scholarship for middle school and high school students is 2.5 million Vietnam Trung.
TayNinhTV Provincial Police Women's Union had just organized the third program of renting capital to support women in economic development in 2024 for female members. In this period, the Provincial Police Women's Union rented capital to 67 members. Each member received 30 million Vietnam Dung. The support period is 12 months. This is the practical activity to help members of the Provincial Police Women's Union develop their economy, have a stable life and work with peace of mind. This activity has been implemented since 2022 when the Provincial Police assigned the Provincial Police Women's Union to implement a project to support capital for female members to develop the economy with a support capital of 2 billion Vietnam Dung for a period of 5 years from 2022 to 2027. Up to now, hundreds of members have been supported and all have used the capital effectively. Ladies and gentlemen, in recent years, TayNinhTV tourism has recovered and is developing strongly, becoming a bright spot in the local socio-economic picture. TayNinhTV tourism has exploited its existing potentials, advantages, and tourism resources, combined with developing regional linkage with Ho Chi Minh City and the Southeast provinces. Thanks to that, the number of tourists and tourism revenue of TayNinhTV province has been recorded at a high increase compared to the same period.
In the Southeast region, TayNinhTV is a province with the potential and strength to develop the diverse types of tourism from ecotourism sectors, cultural, spiritual tourism, culinary tourism, tourism to the cruise. Among them, the Ba Dang Mountain National Tourist Area is identified as the focus of development, leading tourism of the whole province. And in recent time, this place has also been increasingly invested in modernity with many unique spiritual works of international standards. I feel that the work here are very massive, especially as watching 3D movie technology. I didn't think there was such a movie here. I find it very large, and I don't know how to describe it. Very majestic, massive, and impressive. It is the third time I have come, and this time there are many changes, like the modern cable system. And today I got to the third, so I see a lot of changes. This time was really interesting. The regional linkage in tourism development is identified by TayNinhTV as one of the important directions aiming to maximize the potential and strength of each locality, contributing to the development of tourism products and services, promoting the tourism development, promoting investment, making tourism a key economic sector of the province. The provinces in the Southeast region and Ho Chi Minh City signed a cooperation program to develop tourism in the region, including the provinces of the Southeast region and Ho Chi Minh City. The signing of this cooperation program aims to exploit the potential and advantages of each locality, especially to complement each other in the process of building tourism products, places where the locality has and does not have, to complete each other in the process of forming tourism in the region and ensuring the connectivity and promoting the advantages of each locality, especially between Ho Chi Minh City and the provinces. And according to the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism of the province, the province is constantly implementing many projects and plans on tourism development, especially plans to attract strategic investors, promote destination, and promote unique local tourism products.
Turn to the news. The Ministry of Transport has just issued orientations for developing transport infrastructure by 2030 with a vision to 2050 in various fields to mobilize resources and capital.
Accordingly, with the road transport by 2030, the whole country is trying to have about 5,000 kilometers of expressways, continue to invest in expressway connecting with major economic centers, seaports, airports, and international border gates with the large freight transport needs. Through calculation, the total investment in developing transport infrastructure by 2030 is more than $200 billion.
Vietnam is always in the top of the world's leading exporters of wooden products and furniture. With a rapid growth rate, this is also one of the industries that requires the application of advanced technology in all stages to improve productivity. The application of technology also contributes to reducing dependence on manual labor and increasing competitiveness for businesses. Although the speed of automation in the wood industry is increasing, it has not yet met on the needs of businesses. The International Exhibition of Smart Furniture Solutions Vietnam 2024, with more than 300 booths of 180 exhibitors, will be one of the solutions that businesses are looking for in the process of restructuring their production. The exhibition focuses on smart furniture solutions from the latest products and technologies to good processing machinery and equipment, automation solutions to improve business performance while connecting businesses and legal raw material suppliers, expanding international cooperation opportunities for the good industry taking place from November 27 to 30 in Bình Dương. According to data from the General Statistics Office, since the beginning of the year, the domestic market has shown signs of heating up when the total retail sales of goods and consumer service revenue reached more than 3,600 trillion Vietnam dong, an increase of 8.7% over the same period last year. Meanwhile, fluctuations in the world market are still a mystery. These are the factors and driving forces for the agricultural products industry to exploit and conquer the domestic market. 96,000 tons of northern plums in 2024 were sold out last June. Currently, Sơn La is entering the main harvest season of longan. This locality hopes that more than 100,000 tons of longan will be successfully consumed in the domestic market. For other products such as rice and seafood, The domestic market is also gradually becoming a big priority for businesses to exploit. To diversify products from paint gases, then consumers will have more opportunities to choose. Instead of just rice paint gases, cooking soup, there are other products to diversify their choice. Only then can we increase the proportion of domestic consumption. The story of connecting markets and promoting trade is not only necessary for export goods, but also really urgent for domestic goods. Retail channels are an effective bridge between producers and consumers. In addition to diversifying consumption channels so that businesses and localities can effectively exploit the domestic market, the Ministry of Industry and Trade is researching a project to stimulate domestic consumption, promote domestic trade with many key solutions. Firstly, taking the domestic market through enterprises, associations, wholesalers to orient domestic production. Secondly, identifying the logistics circulation stage as very important. It connects manufacturers with wholesalers and retailers to bring goods to consumers. If the logistic distribution stage is well organized, goods will be produced on a commercial scale. With a population of about 100 million people, the ability to consume agricultural, forestry and fishery products in the domestic market of our country with many different segments is very large. To dominate the domestic market in the coming time, localities need to build a long-term strategy based on research on the needs and capabilities of businesses, take advantage of each other's potential and advantages to expand the consumption space for local agricultural products.
And from September the 5th to the 17th, Kabang Province will host the 8th International Conference of the UNESCO Global Geopark Network in the Asia-Pacific region. And recently, Kabang Province and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are coordinated to organize an international press conference to provide a detailed information about this event. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, this year's conference has the theme Local Communities and Sustainable Development in the Geopark Area, and expected to attract about 1,000 delegates to attend the event. It is expected that within the framework of the conference, there will be 3 thematic sections and 1 plenary section. In addition, there will be many activities to promote and introduce the Kabang culture and tourism to delegates attending the event. And then, on this occasion, UNESCO will also hold the 20th anniversary of Global Geoparks Network.
The audience, in parallel with implementing activities and measures to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and increase greenhouse gas absorption in various sectors, the carbon market is one of the effective tools to achieve the net zero target. According to the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, July 2024, 48 countries have implemented carbon markets under mandatory mechanisms. In addition, there are voluntary carbon markets established by enterprises and international organizations. In Vietnam, there are about 150 programs and projects that have been granted 40.2 million carbon credits and implemented according to international carbon credit exchange and offset mechanisms for exchange on the world carbon markets. Can greenhouse gas emission reduction projects be carbon credits? The answer here is that we are not sure that emission reduction projects can be registered for carbon credits. We have to separate emission reduction and how projects can develop carbon credits, and we must fulfill our commitments related to climate change as well as for our Earth to increasingly reduce emissions and move towards a green cycle. According to the government's roadmap, a domestic carbon market will be piloted in 2025 and officially operated from 2028. The Ministry of Finance has developed a project to establish a carbon market, aiming to develop a compliant carbon market in Vietnam, contributing to the goal of reducing greenhouse gas emissions, contributing to improving the competitiveness of enterprises, developing a low-carbon economy, and proactively responding to climate change towards net zero by 2050. Currently, the legal framework has been set, but specific regulations and policy guidelines are still lacking and need to be improved. For example, regarding carbon rights, regulations on transfer, exchange, trade, and how to manage and use this revenue source. In the agricultural sector, which is related to Directive Number 13 on strengthening carbon management, we are also studying to determine the potential and allocate quotas on that basis as a basis for carbon trading. The discussions of the delegates clarified the importance of the carbon markets, the potential and opportunities for Vietnam when participating in this market, along with the challenges and proposed solutions to ensure the market operates according to the plan and effectively. This will be a useful source of reference information for state management agencies in the process of building and perfecting mechanisms and policies related to carbon market operations in the coming time. And today, TTV News wraps up now. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next program.